Hi, it's Tim Hagan from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could, look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
When you have someone who's highly resistant, what we tend to do is go to this rhetorical mandate. You got to listen to me, or cut it out, or you've got a negative attitude, you're so disruptive. And what we do is we cut ourselves off from conversation. So what we have to do is ask a question that builds awareness and clarity of what they need to do. It sounds corny and trite, but when you have someone who's disruptive, give it 2 efforts. And when they interrupt you 2 times, smile at them. Not sarcastically, not condescendingly, but smile. And then use a 2-step approach. Look at the person, and let's assume the person's name is Tom, and say, Tom, could I have your permission to ask you kind of an off-the-wall question? Now, some of you might be thinking, why would you do that? Because it breaks up the normal dance. They interrupt, we try to talk over them. They interrupt, we try to talk over them. When was the last time someone asked you for permission to ask you a really off-the-wall question? It's pretty rare, and it's called a psychological disrupt. You're disrupting the normal pattern. Then the question becomes, what's the best way to give you insight or feedback or share a suggestion where you won't interrupt and you'll really embrace it? And how would you like me to hold you accountable based on your answer? Let me say it again. What's the best way to give you insight and feedback and thought without being interrupted? And how would you, so it's really a 2-part question, and how would you like me to hold you accountable? I guarantee you the first time they will not interrupt you. They'll fight it. You'll see them physically fight it. Then you have to reward it and say, Tom, I know that's hard. I want you to really listen to people all the way through. And I really love that you just did that. So we want to nurture the very behavior that they exhibit. People have impulses. Again, I think coaching is all about self-awareness. And if you look into things like emotional intelligence, one of the top things that people talk about are self-awareness and self-regulation. How many times do we know people, or how many people do we know that are impulsive? Yeah, but Bob. Yeah, but. And we can't get a word in. We have to control the conversation. We have to change the dance, the cadence in which we interact. So again, the 2-step approach is a permission-based question. Tom, would you mind if I shared with you kind of an off-the-wall question? And they'll look at you funny because you've interrupted the normal pattern. You've almost squelched their momentum of interruption. And then you ask the question, what's the best way to give you insight and feedback without being interrupted? And how could I go about holding you accountable so we can have really good conversations? I promise you, it will work. Now, does it work forever? No. That's why when they try it, and they really try, we have to nurture the behavior so we can really, really push them in the direction of becoming a really good listener. Good luck.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagan and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called coach to you. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.